Hey, welcome back to Livin MN Outdoors. I'm Daniel, and thanks for tuning in to another fishing report. Alright guys, this is going to be the last open water season fishing report of the year. We will get right back into our reports come mid to late November as soon as we have some early ice. But it has been a great open water season, and we are sad to see it go, but very excited for the upcoming ice fishing season. But with that being said, let's dive into this week's fishing report. This week we're going to start up on Lake Winnie. The walleye and perch bite has been very solid up on Winnie. As far as the walleyes, 9 to 13 feet of water on the west and north end of the lake, especially on those shoreline points where there's a little bit of weeds. Now, the best way to catch those walleyes, jig and a minnow. Fatheads, rainbows, shiners, jig and a minnow is key, and they are hammering the jig right now. Now, as far as the perch bite goes, the South Shore is really good for perch right now. Little Stony Point, 6 to 9 feet of water. Jig and a fathead or a spinner and a fathead is working very well for those. Along with up in Tamarack Bay, they are catching plenty of really nice big perch as well. Now, as far as the panfish bite goes, I did not get any panfish reports this past week, so I can't really tell you where to go. If I was guessing, it would be deep weed lines in proximity to deep water basins, but that would just be a guess. Now, as far as the muskie bite goes, the muskies over in Cutfoot look for clam beds. That's where they're catching the majority of the muskies right now. Topwaters and black bucktails are working very well, along with starting to soak some big sucker minnows. Now, if you're looking for a guide on Lake Winnie, zupsguideservice. Scott did end his open water season, but he is starting to prepare for the ice fishing season. He will have 5 wheelhouses for rent this winter. So if you guys are looking to get in on some great walleye and perch action out on Lake Winnie, go ahead and call Scott from zupsguideservice. All right, now if you're looking for a place to stay up on Lake Winnie, the Pines Resort, they still have cabins open. Their bar and restaurant is still open. Whether you want to rent a boat, do some grouse hunting, deer hunting, get out fishing, whatever it might be, Chad can point you in the right direction. So if you're looking to get up to Lake Winnie this coming weekend or in the future, go ahead and call Chad from the Pines Resort. One other thing I want to mention, the Pines Resort is going to be releasing their rates for this upcoming ice fishing season, and along with that, they are going to have a limited number of all-inclusive ice road passes available that will include all access on their ice roads, storage of your fish house, showers, heated fish cleaning shack, a few other awesome things thrown in there, and it is going to be very affordable, so stay tuned for that to be posted on Facebook very soon. And with that being said, let's move over to Leech Lake. The walleye and perch bite over on Leech Lake has been very good lately, as long as you're able to get out with the heavy winds that we've been having. Now, as far as the walleye bite goes, the walleyes are in that 7 to 14 feet of water. They're pushing up into the deep weed cover. They're on the deep milfoil edges, and that is where the majority of those walleyes are being caught. Now, best ways to catch those walleyes right now, a jig and minnow or a jig and a crawler. Depending on the day, the crawlers are outperforming the minnows, but as those water temps continue to decrease, the minnow bite should get better and better. And currently the water temps out on Leech Lake are in the low to mid 50s. Now, as far as the perch bite goes, the perch can be found in that 5 to 12 feet of water. Sand grass flats, deep milfoil edges are holding a large majority of those fish. Walker Narrows, Sand Point, Steamboat Bay, Cabacona Bay, that is holding a bunch of those nice perch. Now, the key to catching those perch, a jig in a fathead or a rainbow is working very well. And guys, just a reminder, if you get in on a ton of those really big perch, those 14s and plus, make sure you're putting some of them back. Keep some of them perfect eaters, those 10, 11 inchers, and don't keep an entire live well full of 13 and 14 inch perch. Now, as far as the panfish bite goes, the panfish can also be found on those deep weed lines in proximity to the deep water basins. They are getting ready to move out to deep water, so if you are chasing some of those big crappies and bluegills, look on those deep weed edges in the mornings, evenings, or look for them to be suspended out over those deep water basins. Best ways to catch those: jigging a plastic, jigging a minnow for the bluegills, maybe a slip bobber and a chunk of a night crawler, and you will have a blast chasing some Leech Lake giant panfish. Now, as far as the musky bite goes, the musky bite has been pretty tough out on Leech Lake. Main lake rock piles are holding the majority of the fish. Some guys are starting to have success floating big sucker minnows. Otherwise, some smaller bucktails are moving fish as well, but the bite has been pretty tough. Now, if you guys are looking for a guide out on Leech Lake Guide Team LLC, they do still have some availability in October here. I believe they're going to be going till like October 20th or 22nd, somewhere in there. If you want to get out, chase some walleyes and perch yet this fall, go ahead, get in contact with them and get something on the books. Now, if you're looking for a place to stay up on Leech Lake, Horseshoe Bay Lodge, they have cabins, condos, hotel rooms, full bar and restaurant, indoor pool, hot tub, sauna, whatever you need to make a trip an absolute blast, they can help accommodate you. So if you're looking to get up to Leech Lake this coming weekend or in the future, go ahead and call Cam or Courtney from Horseshoe Bay Lodge. All right, guys, Mille Lacs Lake, most of the guides and resorts we're working with there, they have shut down for the year. I have not been able to get any reports from them. I do know that the smallmouth bass fishing has been pretty slow. Some guys picking them up on rigging big minnows such as shiners and sucker minnows. The walleyes, they have started to slide in a little bit shallower on rocks. The leeches are nearly impossible to find anymore, so a jig and a minnow or crankbaits are the way to go on those right now. And then as far as the musky bite goes, the tulibies are going to really start schooling up for the spawn this fall. Look for those shallower rock reefs for those tulibies to congregate, and then troll the perimeter or cast if you have a live scope at those muskies that are stalking those tulibies, and you might tag into an absolute giant. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for this week's fishing report. Really appreciate all of the support we got this open water season. We are very excited for ice fishing season to come. Make sure you guys are reserving your cabins, your fish houses, your ice guides, whatever it might be. Those are starting to fill up extremely fast. So get on the phone, get those booked up, and we will have a blast during ice fishing. Now, if you guys are getting out fishing, remember, be kind at the boat ramps, respect other fishermen, and most importantly, don't forget to get on out there and get living.